Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot and Pagan Perspective. This week's question is about the devil in witchcraft. So I know that we've actually talked about this topic before, but I think it was probably years ago or so. I know we've touched on parts of this subject before, but you know, different ideas, different people on the channel and whatnot. So anyway, going into this person wishes to remain anonymous, but writes in saying, "Hello, I'm a Neo-Wiccan and practice witchcraft. I've been seeing posts online saying that you can't ignore the devil's connection with the craft, and if you practice witchcraft, you are of the devil, whether you like it or not." This post in particular, I guess, was from Tumblr. And continues to write, "I was really upset by this post and other posts of this type. I know that the person who posted this thinks of the devil as a philosophy and feels good about the whole embracing the devil as an act of freedom idea, which I'll get to that in a minute. But I can only see the devil as evil, concerned with stealing souls and eternal damnation. My question is about your opinion on people saying things such as you can't separate witchcraft from the devil, specifically people who like the devil as a concept, deity, or philosophy." So I don't know if I've ever really heard of embracing the devil as an act of freedom or that type of concept. I've never really heard that one before. That's a new one for me and kind of different. I kind of understand where they're going with this, but I would actually like to hear more on that subject because I've never really heard that one before. So basically, let me grab my notes here. The first thing I want to discuss is witchcraft evil? If you are in fact doing the black magic versus the white magic, and I use air quotations because I don't believe that magic has a color, unless you're actually doing color magic, and then in that case it really does have a color. But I don't think that if you are doing the white magic, the good magic, that you are doing any type of evil. If your intentions are not evil in any way, I don't believe that that witchcraft itself would be considered evil. Now, if you are doing black magic or evil magic, then and you are purposely going out to intrude on somebody's free will or their destiny of sorts, then yes, I think that you are probably doing evil, or what would be my concept as morally wrong, aka evil. Now, going on to the devil portion, do you believe witchcraft is of the devil? No, I don't. In my path, I believe that there is God, and then there is Satan. Now, this is the Christian concept of Satan, not the Satanist concept of Satan, which I will get to in a second. Sorry, cat was on the counter. So, yeah, you have God and you have Satan, in the Christian sense. One is ultimate good, one is ultimate evil, and to me it makes sense because you have the duality, the good and evil, light versus dark, that kind of concept, just like you have the masculine and feminine, not saying that one is more evil than the other, or that one is good and one is bad. Not saying that in the slightest, so please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just saying that if you have duality in other aspects of your practice, why not have duality in good and evil? If you look in the world, you certainly see a lot of evil out there with some of the news. One reason why I don't watch the news. So, moving on, people that like the devil as a concept, deity, or philosophy. Concept or philosophy, I kind of already touched on-ish. I kind of really want to, examine this whole philosophy as the devil being a freeing experience, or embracing the devil is an act of freedom type of idea, because I really don't. I kind of understand where they're going with it, but I want to make sure that I understand it before I take a side on it first. now, as a deity, like I said, the Satan that I speak of is the Christian version of Satan, not necessarily the Satanist version of their deity. I would never say that, hey, your God that you hold ultimately holy and that is not necessarily of the Christian Satan. They are not one and the same. I would not say that, hey, your God is evil and everything that you practice is wrong, because they're not the same. They don't believe in, or they don't necessarily believe in a devil like I do. It's not the same concept. It's not the same Satan person. I think it would be, in that case, a case of mistaken identity. So I believe that Satanists, worship Satan in a different sense than I would say who Satan is, and the reasons that I do not worship Satan. So I think it's a case of mistaken identity, and probably a lot to do with, there's probably a lot of history to do with it and everything like that. So, stuff that I didn't get to look up for this week's video, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to wrap this up. I believe next week is Subs Week. So if I'm not here next week, that means it is Subs Week. If I am here next week, that means it's not Subs Week, of course. So until then, I wish you love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.